Good news. We can relax. This isn't a war. It's a special military operation. My wife can relax too. We're not in a marriage, but a special civil arrangement. My children? Exceptional youth attachments. I'm going to go rob somebody and call it a tactical reassignment of ownership. Maybe I'll even just go shoot somebody on the streets and call it live adjustment surgery. For legal and relationship purposes, this is sarcasm. But one must wonder why this administration is going through the hell of pretending that they're not doing warmongering while simultaneously skyrocketing the war machine. My
highest aspiration is to bring peace and stability.
Look, on its face, it's pretty obvious that this is an optics thing. We've talked about this before. This is the podcast administration. It's all about having the right sound bites and clips and the appearance of effectiveness, with maybe some of the follow-through. But there's also something else here we need to explore, and that's the role that the military evolution has played in shaping this administration's obsession with doing war with plausible deniability. The U.S. hasn't actually declared war since Dub Dub Dost, but for some reason, we've been at war in different places continuously since then. All of these actions were called different things: policing actions, security operations, and so on and so forth. And they were authorized by Congress, and though the intent was always limited military involvement, it always ended up spiraling into a full-out conflict. Now, at the same time, the military has been evolving its forces. They're making smaller, more mobile forces, employing new aircraft for air dominance and quick insertion units, special forces, aircraft carriers, floating cities, floating hospitals, expanded global presence, unmanned aircraft, the whole 9 yards. The net result is that now you have a trim force of aerial platforms and a president who can order them into action with the slimmest of justifications. And really, nobody knows why this is the way. And really, we should be asking, why is this a thing that we can do? Other than maybe expediency, it makes no sense why we've allowed the erosion of war powers in Congress. There's no excuse for any of these situations in which presidents have slowly taken back this power to challenge people and create war. And the sad part about all of this is that the present state of the military and this present state of congressional power over war has convinced the current administration of douche bros that they can play war and leave and that it won't come back to affect the U.S. as a result. Because a big part of their messaging is they want to show that all we need is a president, all we need is a king, a single person who can just make a decision on the behalf of the people, and it will come out right as long as you do it smartly and you do it effectively. And that's just not true. Something that's far more sinister than the ignorance of the war on terrorism era is that at least in that time, there was a stability that was being propped up by the continuous pressure of our forces wreaking destruction on the places they were invading. It's a lot harder for new evil to pop up and sweep and cause more chaos if the old evil is still there, holding the gauze over the wound. Now, what we're doing now is invading, destroying, and then planning to leave after being satisfied with an arbitrary amount of destruction. This is only going to create more chaos. It's going to create power vacuums. It's going to create civil wars. It's going to create more destruction. Just by the nature of how reckless and quick it is. And it might not even come back to haunt us until it has destabilized to such a point that it starts to spread out and ripple far and wide. And remember, they're doing this on your behalf. So stay vigilant, because the real war powers are the friends you made along the way.